Hey, happy 4th of July, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has gotten me to the 500 subscriber mark. I've been with a lot of you from the very beginning since I started doing videos, and definitely have come a long way as far as putting out quality content for you, and will continue to do so. Second thing is the giveaway. Since we reached that 500 mark, at some point this week I will do the announcement. I am waiting on some more supplies, some padded envelopes, typical things that I would need in order to send these out safely and securely for y'all, whomever wins. But that's on the agenda right now. Some things that are coming up. Some really fun things. I'm kind of cutting a little bit back on spending, obviously, for the National. I want to kind of preserve and save as much as I can. And so in doing that, I am kind of keeping a budget for myself for the remainder of the month as far as what I want to spend my money on. And with that in mind, I do have some things that are coming up. So Stormville Flea Market is having another thing. They're doing their flea market this Saturday. I love going to it, despite it being kind of a crapshoot whether or not there are going to be enough vendors. Sometimes there are, and sometimes there aren't. But nevertheless, I'm gonna give it a shot and see what comes of it. So I have that going on. I'm not 100% sure yet if I want to do another submission this month, given all the events that are going to be happening with the National and whatnot. So I think I might hold off until August to continue my submission process. But I did want to share a little video with you today about one of the shops I went to this past weekend. I've been to only once before. I've purchased a couple of 1959 cards I needed for my set. And so I went back there more just curious to see what they had. And so I came across the shop called Colts Sports Collectibles, or Colts Sports Cards, and I walk in, and on the inside you wouldn't think they would sell cards. For the most part, they're really, it was like selling picture frames or framed autographs of players. They did have sets that they were selling, but the cards itself were really hidden. You really couldn't see the cards. I mean, what I mean by cards are like the vintage stuff, the really valuable stuff. So, but I was able to see and look through and find that they did have vintage cards, vintage collectibles of like different players, and got into a nice conversation about who the greatest baseball player was. One of the owners said that Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player to ever play the game. The other owner said Willie Mays was the greatest baseball player to ever play. It's you can debate both sides. Babe Ruth is the larger-than-life figure. He is the player that non-baseball fans will name if you ask them, like, word association, first word, the first player that comes to mind, and most people, I think, would say Babe Ruth. But if you look at the nitty-gritty of it, you look at skill and you look at just overall ability. I mean, Willie Mays has that. Babe Ruth just has that larger-than-life persona and the credentials behind him of winning, championship after championship. And Willie Mays has the ability and skills to be the greatest baseball player alive because he was able to do everything: power, speed, defense, hit for average. But that's a whole other video. So when I went to the shop, I didn't really have a purpose, didn't really have any cards in mind that I wanted. I just wanted to go and catch up and see what the shop had. And so I asked for players like Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, 1950s, 1960s cards. That's what I was looking for. And so I came across one card that was priced about for what it's worth. And the card that I picked up is the 1964 Bob Gibson. And, I've been recently doing an inventory on all the cards that I have in my collection. And I realized when I was going through it, I didn't have a 64 Bob Gibson. And the price they had on it was $40. They brought it down to $30. And the owner is very nice. I think that was a very fair price for this card. Bob Gibson's cards have been going up as of late. His value seems to be increasing on a lot of the different years that are produced of him. You know, you have my 59 Gibson. This one has definitely gone up. This one is likely the most or second most valuable in the set, maybe next to Mickey Mantle. These three right here, the 59s, these three 59s probably make up the most valuable part of the set. But I wanted to share that little piece of information with you. I thought maybe you'd be interested in seeing this Gibson, seeing what the store looks like. If you're interested to know, the store is right outside of Lambertville, New Jersey. It is across the bridge in near like New Hope, Pennsylvania, in that general area. Recommend checking it out. Very nice owners, very fair in their prices. They're willing, they'd be happy to make a deal with you. And I had a great conversation with them, so I'd highly recommend checking them out. But that does it for today. If you are new to the channel or you're interested in being kept in the know of future content, this is what I do. I do vintage baseball card shop visits, flea markets, whole 9 yards. Subscribe now, and you can be in the know for future videos and be a part of also a lot of the giveaways that happen. But thank you all so much again. Be on the lookout for the giveaway this week, as well as some vintage baseball card pickups, hopefully this weekend at the Stormville Flea Market. But I hope y'all have a great rest of your 4th of July. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.